Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be going over some new builds that I've made to the city and then some development that I want to just crack on with. So we're like a month into the new year now, and to be honest I've done a lot, but at the same time the sort of amount of detail that I've wanted to put in nowhere near as much as I've managed to get done. And then obviously progressing onto the other half of the city, it's taken a lot of time, which is good because I want it to last. It's going to be my biggest, best ever city I've ever built, ever. But I still want to. My mindset is like, well, it's not finished, so I need to get it finished. And yeah, we're in February. Well, we're coming up to February now, so I need to just slow down a bit. So yeah, here is the progress so far. It's going to take me a long time to get this city up to scratch and how I want it to. There are things always changing. There are ideas as soon as I wake up in the morning, like, right, wouldn't it be cool if I did that? There's inspiration off other YouTubers, off Google images that I keep seeing of people's cities, and it's mostly to do with the trains. And there is a problem with the trains in my city at the moment. So I'll quickly run you through what I've got going on right now, and then yeah, please let me know down in the comments if you've got any like pointers or suggestions, ideas that you think I should implement to the city to improve it. So one of the newest additions to the city is this road going down here, and because I've managed to put a bit of wood there to use this as a raised platform, save using Lego pieces to raise it that much, because it's quite the height, to be honest. So there was a lot of dead space under here, and my son loves to play with all the different cars that he's got in the city, the buses. So for the city to kind of look like a city, this road at the front needed to go somewhere, and I didn't want it just to run off the edge of the table here, because this was only a half base plate and I didn't really have a building to go there, and then all this would have been wasted space. So I thought, why not experiment and just see how good I am at building. So this is what I came up with, and it is perfectly functional. It works just like a normal road would, and to be honest, I'm a bit more surprised that I could actually pull this off. So I am working at a weird angle here. So you've got the road plates down here, and then it has to go in one to block off the underneath here. So if I take this panel off, you can obviously see through the tunnel, well, underneath the table, and I don't want that to be on show. So I've put these panels in here. This one actually fits underneath, but these ones fit just here. So then I've had to slide this one stud over, which has then off put this road by one stud. But this is the beauty of it. This is all going to be boarded off, so you won't be able to see underneath. It'll be more rock work. But testing my ability on a city mock builder, I needed to bring something into the city where it was totally unique. Like, it's so easy to put a building down, a road around it, and a train, whatever. This, on the other hand, is so neat. So this road is built on plates underneath. It is tiled off on the top, just like it would be on a road, with a little fence that going down the side. So in the little grooves, I've put studs down, and then on top, I've just put a load of fences so that the cars don't run off the edge, of course. And then just a little path here. Well, it's not really a path, but it's to kind of break up the all dark grey road plate. And obviously it does look a bit funky that there are so many tiles here. I could have got bigger ones, but trying to build this city on a budget and getting tiles that big to fill in the space compared to buying more modulars, I just weighed up, what was reasonable and what was not. So this is the underlayer, of course, and then you've got some supports here just to kind of hold it in place while my little one throws cars down here. But it's really simple technique, and there is only one bit of the build that actually supports this and keeps it in place. So as I was saying before, the road is now off one stud, and it's given me the ability to make a little opening in here where I can slide the road in just like this, and it actually stops it from moving up and down because it's attached here. So this fence panel on top and this bit here with the gap in between actually holds this in place. Like, you physically can't move this road plate anymore. And that was key for this build, is I just didn't want it to be flimsy or, you know, being able to kind of be pushed off the side. It literally is just tacked into place with this. And then underneath here, it's the same again, where this is 1 over, so it actually stops it from being able to move with this little plate here. And then to see the process one more time, I just pull it out and pull it back in. And this thing is super, super sturdy. So it's really good for when my son is dropping cars down it like that. And it just looks really cool, which then that leads up to the new part of the city that I'm still building, adding details in. These buildings aren't staying here. I think the Daily Bugle might, but kind of annoys me that it covers a bit of that poster. But yeah, these definitely won't. Well, it'll be one or the other. I have got 2 modular buildings that I've bought that I need to build, just haven't had the time to do it yet. So it'll either be that and one of the new modular buildings, or that and one of the new modular buildings there, and then it will go over there. And at the moment it is fenced off, but I have a plan. So that is this section of the city pretty much done. So it is looking like really cool how it's elevated, and of course you've got the trains going through the tunnels. This is the next part where I'm kind of stuck on what to do. So you've got this lovely greenery bit down here with the swans, and this is going to be a river going underneath here, and then it will come out there. So that kind of section here is like done. I'm really happy with that, apart from adding a few more details and minifigures and so forth. Now this is the part of the city that I'm quite stuck on. I want enough track to be able to kind of have these trains lined up here when they're not in use, because the Orient Express is so big. Once it's like on the straight like that, it takes up so much room. So for a train to be able to then pass over this, the switch track had to go right at the tunnel, which I then lost the ability to actually have another train track going under the tunnel. So I'm happy with this layout of track here, but what I'm not happy about is if I do want to switch this train out onto the track, then this train has to then go forward and then back into this. And that might not seem like a problem, but it is to me. And it's kind of frustrating me that I haven't put a switch track here, but at the same time, if I put a switch track here, then this train would probably fit here. So if this switch track was here, then this train would have that much space, which then means I wouldn't be able to get this train out of here without having to move this and this, going all the way around, and it just doesn't function. And I'm not a very good train track builder. I know that train track takes a lot of space. So my other option was to have a split track going down here over there by the mountain, and it will then come out the back here and a train can sit there. But the other problem with that is up to here, all the way down here, so just past this line here to the back, all the way to the station, is going to be raised. So I've got a hefty bit of wood here, and that is how much is going to be raised. So as you can see, there is no point in hiding. So there's no point in having a switch track over here for a train to go underneath here, because once this board is on top of here with, you know, a city going along here, and it's all covered off at the front, I physically won't be able to get to that train to then make it come out onto the actual track. So this is where I need your guys' help to help me decide and figure out, you know, how many base plates I've got worth of track that I can put this train, you know, being able to come in and sit somewhere, and then also this train being able to come in and sit somewhere as well. And do you know what I really don't like about Lego Train Track is this. Why does it not split off like that? Because you'd have, this would be the main train track, then you'd have a train track going like that, then you'd have another one of these coming off here, and it's split off to that as well. They just haven't made these right. They've made it to have a pull-in train station and then it can go back out again, but for you to be able to have like the train track split off and then split off again, they're really bad. So I have got an alternative, which is this piece here. But again, I don't know how to place this at its best for me to have 3 trains in the city all being able to like pull into somewhere and the other train go past and then go back on the track. So that's another goal for this year, is I'm going to get, so the same motor that I've got in here, I'm going to get for in here and for in the Express. So I don't have to use the controls. I can just press the button and yeah, they go pretty quick, but that's what I want. So I need to be able to have these run around on their own, but I need space to be able to put them away, so then that train can then go on the track. But then I can't do it with, yeah, it's really frustrating. Don't really know how to work it. I'm not a very good train track guy, so if you do have any suggestions, then please let me know down in the comments. And that is it for today's update video. So I'm going to probably post a city video like every Sunday or every other Sunday, depending on how quick I can get stuff built. This is like a lot of progress in my eyes, but again, I've kind of taken back the progress because I had a complete train track in last week's video, whereas now I don't. But I was only going to have a small board here with some raised city, but then I just thought if I just board the lot and raise a whole city and have a big city up here, and it will attach to that road, and that road will then come straight through that city, I'll be able to build a road, a bridge for the road. So I'll be able to like build really cool stuff if I have a big enough board for the city to kind of go over. So yeah, I'm not too sure how it's going to go yet, but that is it so far. And I would really appreciate some help on how I can manage to get this train track to run how I want it to run. So once you've watched this city update video, please remember to subscribe to the channel and let me know down in the comments what you think I should do with this little train yard here. Bearing in mind, I do want to raise the next bit of city, covering the majority of this table space here. So bear that in mind. And yeah, hopefully you guys come up with some cool ideas, because I'm completely stuck and I will wait until one of you come up with an idea to move on to the next stage of the city, because I do need to sort the wood out and I do need to buy the table legs, screw them on, set that up, and then I can obviously build the train track around it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are a fan of Lego.